Our reporter Mbali Thethani has been following the events and she joins us live for that conversation. Mbali, part of that conversation from the DA leader was a stab at President Cyril Ramaphosa. Apart from that, what else came out from the conversation this afternoon?
That's right, Hugo. Of course, we just saw John Steenhuisen, the leader of the DA, here again officially launching his campaign for the DA's elective Congress. And of course, you'd know that that Congress is expected to start on the 1st of April. He is indeed seeking a re-election and a second term in the party. And of course, this is as they prepare for the 2024 election. And you are certainly right, throwing jabs at President Cyril Ramaphosa, of course, in connection with that cabinet reshuffle, and at the same time also then focusing much of his pleasures around the problems at Eskom and the country's electricity crisis. Let's take a listen to what he had to say to those in the DA should he be re-elected for a second term, and of course then should he then become the leader of the country after the 2024 elections.
We've had load shedding every single day of this year. We had 157 days of load shedding last year. We have got continuous load shedding for the next 3 to 4 quarters at the very least. And probably worse because government can't get its act together. And yet, we still don't have a comprehensive plan from government about how they're going to get us out there. And that is why we're moving so hard in the municipalities where we govern and in the province where we govern, to be able to set out a path out of load shedding, to light the candle in the darkness and show people the way to be able to resolve this crisis and get us out of this mess.
Well, of course, Hugo, you'd also know that immediately after that launch, we then also saw a press briefing being conducted by DA leader John Steenhuisen, and he continued to even speak about that cabinet reshuffle, and earlier on in his speech throwing jabs at President Cyril Ramaphosa, but also now saying to the media that as the DA, they are not expecting much from that cabinet reshuffle because they know that the ANC will continue to recycle their leaders, and they're not expecting people who can actually deal directly with the problems in this country, but also touching on other issues. You would know that, critics have said that the country may find itself after a coalition, even at a national level, after the 2024 national elections. And John also saying that should we come into 2024, the country can expect either a yellow coalition, which of course will be that led by the ANC, or a blue coalition. So they are also gearing up and readying themselves to begin their negotiations at a national level. But this is despite them also facing major problems in the country's key metro municipalities. I mean, just this week, just in Gauteng, they lost their grip on Tshwane. So, of course, they have to go back then to the drawing board in terms of what this will mean for the party when they have to start negotiating for coalition governments even at a national level.
Mbali Thethani, appreciate your time this afternoon.